game happened on March 25th. The first game is the Charlotte Hornets lost to the Cleveland Cavaliers 192-115. And Trey Mann is a absolutely must roster. They have 3 more games this week. He gave you really good assists, some rebounds as well, and defensive stats. Steals, had 12 points, 5 assists, 7, and the minutes is great. Love it. Micic, if you need, he doesn't do as much. He doesn't contribute as much in as many categories as Trey Mann, but he's still worth rostering if you need some points and assists. Obviously, a really bad game here, but the minutes is still great. Nobody played well. Brandon Miller had 24 points, and Miles Bridges goes for 13 points and 6 rebounds. Nick Richards only 23 minutes, but if you need rebounds and blocks, he remain a must roster. For the Cleveland Cavaliers, really, as long as Donovan Mitchell is out, Karis LeVert, you could stream him for some counting numbers, but not much else is going on with this team. Nobody really have that is that exciting. Moving on to the next one, the Brooklyn Nets beat the Toronto Raptors 96-88. Well, Dennis Schroeder continues to get big minutes, 19 points and 7 assists with 1-3. He just somehow finds himself with a huge role this year all season, despite getting traded. Other factors, obviously, Ben Simmons out for season, Spencer Dinwiddie get traded and stuff like that. Mikal Bridges, 13 points and 3 threes, just really bad here. Claxton continues to be super consistent. The minutes is big, 35 minutes with 16 rebounds and a block. Amazing. Dorian Finney-Smith. Jalen Wilson, I don't know who that is. Got the star play minutes. But again, this team, nobody that I really love, right? 2 weeks ago, they had a week with 5 games. But ever since that, nobody really worth streaming, to be honest. And they somehow beat the Raptors. And the Raptors only put up 88 points. Gary Trent Jr. continues to put up decent numbers, okay numbers, 18 points and 2 rebounds. If you need threes, you need points, he's one of the best guys out there, right? He's actually going to hit over 4 threes a game. Javon Freeman Liberty, what a name. He got the start. They're playing guys that I never heard of. He played 30 minutes, had 15 points. Sure, next game, the Raptors do they have a great schedule? If they do, right, some of these guys, it might be worth looking at. The Toronto Raptors now, they only have 3 games. So they don't have any game for Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So to be honest, if you have Gary Trent Jr., he could be a drop. You get 2 or 3 more games out of that spot, right? That's assuming he's your worst player and you have enough acquisitions. Kelly Olynyk, meanwhile, is just continue to put up great numbers. Still in a block, 9 assists and 10 points. He's a must roster. Grady Dick, he's been getting minutes. Ocha Abachi, also getting big minutes. They're getting big minutes, 30 minutes, but they're not really doing much. They're okay to stream. That's about it. But their schedule is not exactly great. And it makes sense. With this roster, you put up 88 points. The next one is the Detroit Pistons losing to the New York Knicks 99-124. Detroit is just everybody out. Jalen Duren, Kate Cunningham. We know Ausar Thompson is out for a season. Malachi Flynn is on this team. Marcus Sasser had a big game with 24 points and 6 assists, but I think Kate Cunningham probably going to be back next game, right? He's just out for, I guess, injury management. They just want to make sure to take care of their guys. James Wiseman is a great stream as Jalen Duren is out. For mainly just rebounds, that's about it. And some points and some field goal percentage. Troy Brown Jr., yeah. The rest of the guys, not really interested. Really, the guy is Marcus Sasser. You could stream him if Kate Cunningham continues to be out. And how about the New York Knicks? Wow. Okay. Jalen Brunson, 28 points and 6 assists is okay with 3 threes. But how about Dante DiVincenzo? Absolutely savage. He had 31 points two days ago. He drops 40 points with 11 threes. Added 2 steals and a block. It was just absolutely amazing. This game is against Detroit, but he is in the last month. If you picked up some of the Knicks guys, and just riding with them, you're winning the league 100%. And okay, for the last month, Dante, 39th ranked player. Okay, just the 39th because for the whole month he's only shooting 41%. But how about Josh Hart? Josh Hart in the last month, Isaiah Hartenstein is the 50th ranked player. Josh Hart is 68th, but a lot of it just the percentages is super poor for Josh Hart. He's only shooting 38%, but 14 rebounds here, 10 assists and a steal, 11 points, just amazing. Isaiah Hartenstein, minutes remains to be low, but doesn't matter. He's putting up numbers: 10 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal, and 3 blocks. Amazing. And Miles McBride, not the best game, but just 2 days ago he played 48 minutes. So we need to roster him as well if he's out there on waiver. If you need guard stats, of course. So all these guys are putting just absolutely amazing numbers. The next one, somehow the Celtics lost to the Atlanta Hawks, but pretty much the entire squad is out for the Celtics. Well, all the guards at least. Drew Holiday is out. Derek White was out. So Jason Tatum started at the point guard. That is not a great idea versus anybody. Tatum, I think. So, they had 21 assists, which is okay. Not the worst. But, not not good if you lose to the Hawks. Peyton Pritchard is still getting great minutes off the bench. So he remains to be, I think he remains to, he's worth rostering. Kristaps Porzingis had 3 blocks. With him back, Al Horford still got the minutes, actually, with 9 rebounds and a steal and a block. So, with Derek White, Drew Holiday continue to be out, they're gonna play Porzingis and Al Horford together. So he remains to be a great streaming option. And Sam Hauser took 10 shots, all 10 of them are threes. Again, if you need threes, and he offered 2 steals and 2 blocks. That's great. If you can add that on top. Jaylen Brown didn't have the best shooting night, but still had 24 points. For the Hawks, this is a great win for them. Clint Capella had 14 points and 12 rebounds. That's pretty good. Devontae Murray's minutes is insane with 15 assists and 3 steals, putting up amazing numbers at the moment. Of course, that is to be expected. Bogdan Bogdanovic dropped 22 points and 4 threes. It's okay. He's putting up okay numbers. We just kind of expected more out of him. And DeAndre Hunter could be a stream player. And same thing with this guy, Vid. The Atlanta Hawks this week, they have a back-to-back Wednesday, Thursday. So a lot of these guys, even Bruno Fernando, if you're looking for some defensive stats, you could stream him. Right, Garrison Matthews for threes, just because the back-to-back, that's assuming, you're going to use them for Wednesday because this is a high-volume day. And, you're looking for the category that these guys provide. Moving on to the next one. Wow, this one is also a surprise. The Phoenix Suns lost to the Spurs, 102-104. Yusuf Nurkic left the game with an ankle injury, so he might be out for a game or two. We don't know. Bradley Beal also he hurt his index finger. He might be out a game or two as well. Devin Booker popped off with 36 points and 3 threes, but couldn't get the win. KD, crazy good efficiency, 29 points with 70% from the field, but that is not enough for them to win. And Grayson Allen, he's kind of up and down. He had a great stretch. So if you're looking for threes, you need to roster him. Every once in a while, he's going to hit 7 or 8 threes, going for 30 points, on this team, because he's going to be left wide open so many times, But now that Beal is if he's out there, and Grayson Allen is going to take a larger offensive role. He's already have great minutes to start off. We look at the Spurs. They did not even have Victor Wembanyama, so Zach Collins came in. If Victor Wembanyama misses time, Zach Collins is going to be a great streaming option. Devin Vassell did his thing, and Jeremy Sohan with 18 rebounds, 26 points, one of his best games in a while. The Spurs, they have 4 games, kind of boring. But by Wednesday, right, you need somebody that you're looking for some peripheral stats. Jeremy Sohan, if he's out the waiver wire, pick him up and just see how it goes. Trey Jones, the minutes is low. I would be dropping him if I don't need assist, in the playoff. We're deep into the playoffs. Some of these guys is really not worth holding on to. 2 games of some top 50 guy, you know, if you can stream that spot, especially if they don't give you the category you want, you gotta cut them. Don't hesitate. The next one, while the Raptors or the Houston Rockets just keeps on winning. They beat a bad team here, but they are catching up to the Warriors right now. So, Warriors got a lot of issues. Well, for the Portland Trailblazers, a lot of the guys, actually probably need to be rostered. The Blazers, they only have 2 more games this week, so but if you're looking for points and points and assists, Scoot Henderson is the guy you should turn to, and this guy Banton come off the bench with 38 minutes. Jeremy Grant is out. I mean, all these guys are gonna be out, so stream him. But too bad they only have 2 more games this week, right? Reith, do up Reith if you're looking for blocks and rebounds, and he can actually score a little bit, right? Tomani Kamara played 35 minutes, offer some defensive stats. Even Matisse Thybulle was out last night. So all these guys who played over 35 minutes, you got to pay some attention to them. Next game, stream them if needed, right? Chris Murray also goes 2 for 11 from the field, 2 steals on the block. So he actually doesn't really offer that much. Just offer a little bit everything. Too bad. If they have a great schedule this week, a lot of these guys could be super useful. And also Moses Brown is on this team. He can get you a lot of rebounds if given the minute. Jabari Walker, who's been starting, now he's off the bench. Yeah, they're just playing a lot of random guys, to be honest. Fernie Simons is also nowhere to be seen. This is the problem with some of the bad teams. Is as we get to the end of the season, Grizzlies is not an example this year, although they just get derailed by injuries. Is that you just don't know. You draft a guy, he's just going to disappear toward the end of the season. Jeremy Grant also disappeared. We look at the Rockets. Jalen Green, 9 for 26 is bad, but another game with 27 points. He's been super hot this past month. 4 threes, added 3 steals and a block. This is what we envisioned Jalen Green when we drafted him, right? If you drafted him. He's doing it again just so late into the season. So late. Fred VanVleet, 15 points, 4 assists, 2 steals and a block, and 2 threes. Okay. Only 26 minutes because he has some foul trouble, but he's also been playing really well. The whole team, to be honest. And it's surprising given their, I guess, best player, Şengün, went out. Jack Landale came in, 6 for 6. He usually doesn't get all that many minutes. But Amen Thompson, I would be absolutely rostering this guy. A game with 6 offensive rebounds. Amazing. Jack Landale is actually a plus 29, while Jalen Green is a plus 25. So these 2 guys played really well this game. And Dylan Brooks, he's getting the minutes, but he's not really fantasy relevant, as we can see here again and again. He's not putting up any numbers. And a great win for them, for the Rockets. Moving on to the next one, the Washington Wizards beat the Bulls. Here's Jordan Poole. Him and Karis Caruso had a little scuffle. If you haven't seen it, they just push each other. Not a big deal. But anything that involving Jordan Poole, any drama, people are going to want to tune in and watch. Jordan Poole took 20 shots. That's more like it. But of course, that's because everybody is out. Had 23 points and 4 threes. Okay. And they have Jared Butler. This guy coming off the bench. We have to pay attention to him too. The Wizards, they have 3 more games this week. So Jared Butler might need to be a stream. Rashawn Holmes might need to be a stream if you're looking for some field goal and rebounds, another big game. Right? Marvin Bagley, 7 for 8. Marvin Bagley is not getting the minutes. Rashawn Holmes is. So we have to pay attention. Obviously, it is against the Bulls, so who knows? Right? He may not do that well next game. But 3 more games this week for the Wizards. A lot of these guys, need to be streamed. Patrick Bowden Jr., Johnny Davis, they're not, I don't think they're fantasy relevant. They're not really NBA level players. They got to play somebody for this squad. So Jared Butler, I'll be watching. I'll be streaming. Same thing with Rashawn Holmes for the rest of the week. For the Bulls, Kobe White goes 6 for 20, 22 points, Kobe White style. That's what we kind of expect. Just to give you some volume of points and assists and threes. Free throw is great, 8 for 8. Ayo Downson minutes is great, not the best game here. And Alex Russo, actually, they made him came off the bench. Still a great game, 12 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. He just put up numbers, doesn't really matter whether or not he starts. Vucevic with 16 rebounds and 3 blocks, that's not bad. And DeRozan also had a big game. He just, every single year, just finds a way. Very quiet. You don't hear much about him, but he's been amazing too. 27 points with 6 assists, 5 steals and blocks. The defensive stats are just amazing. She struggled off a little bit offensively, but who cares? It is also versus the Wizards. They do, they are playing a lot of guys that you know, don't really deserve playing time, so they're gonna throw the ball around. The next one is the Mavericks beat the Jazz 115-105. Luka, bad efficient night, but 29 points, 12 rebounds, 13 assists, a steal and a block. Can't complain too much. Kyrie had 27 points, did his thing. And Daniel Gafford, he was being starting. For a little while, he wasn't getting the minutes on this team, but now look at him. 13 points, 11 rebounds with 2 steals and 5 blocks. Huge game. There's kind of still split the minutes, but for most nights, he's going to get 25 points, 25 minutes, which is more than enough for Daniel Gafford to put up some great numbers. So continue to hold on to him. PJ Washington had 16 points and 2 threes. Okay. But, again, this Mavericks team, when you have Luka and Kyrie, nobody else is really going to do that well. So they need to get defensive stats. Daniel Gafford is really the only guy. Okay. Washington supposedly, but he's been quiet. For the Jazz, they got Lauri Markkanen back, had 34 points, a steal and a block, 6 threes. Amazing stuff. Keontae George continued to struggle from the field. But if you need points, 3 assists, I would still have him. He didn't shoot the ball well, but 6 assists, 2 steals, and 5 rebounds is okay. And the Jazz, they have 3 more games this week too. Colin Sexton had 20 points. John Collins had with 21 points and 11 rebounds. And with everybody back, they just play Walker Kessler 60 minutes. How about the player development? The problem with Walker Kessler is that his game doesn't fit the modern NBA too well, right? Because he doesn't space the floor at all. So offensively, when they're playing him, they have to make up a lot of the spacing. All right, moving on to the next one, we have the Grizzlies. Wow, this one is really not close. 103-120. That's to be expected. The Grizzlies, somehow they got Desmond Bane back, and they're playing him. Just 15 points. Scottie Pippen Jr. is actually interesting. I would, if he continues to get the start, I will be streaming him because he can do a lot of things. Just like his dad, he can do a lot of things. So I will be streaming him. The Grizzlies. They don't have a great schedule this week. They do have a game on Saturday when not a lot of teams are playing. So Scottie Pippen Jr. could be streamed. Santi Aldama, who's had a really good week, continue rostering him. He can just do a little everything. And he had a big game with 9 rebounds and still in 4 blocks. And Gigi Jackson, if you need points, sure, you could have him. But again, the roster, this guy played 1 game out for next. It's just hard to say. A lot of guys are in and out the lineup. For Denver Nuggets, Jokic, it's just easy work, 29 points, 11 rebounds, and 8 assists with 3 steals and a block. With Shea falling off a little bit, Jokic kind of have the MVP locked in, kind of. The odds must be super good high for him right now. With Jamal Murray out, he's winning games. Reggie Jackson could be a stream. As long as Jamal Murray, who knows when he's gonna be back. Maybe he's back next game. Maybe he misses out a game or 2. And Michael Porter Jr. kind of did his thing. The minutes is low across the board. KCP had 9 points and a 3. That's really it. KCP is a guy that if you're looking for threes, you're looking for steals, you stream him, no problem. Right? I think we all know that about him at this point. Easy win for Denver, and they're top of the West right now. The next one is the Kings beat the Sixers. Really no surprise there. And Tyrese Maxey, an okay game. They did just have a back-to-back. Maxey, great game, 29 points and 5 threes, but clearly it's not enough. and Paul Reed and Mo Bamba, they combined for only 34 minutes. So they're going small a lot. This game at least versus the Kings, which I don't really understand. Who are they guarding Sabonis? Sabonis is kind of a big body. Not sure, but Paul Reed put up an okay line with 8 rebounds and still on the block, while Mo Bamba was in some foul trouble. Tobias Harris had 8 rebounds and 12 points, just super mediocre. Batum did absolutely nothing. Collectively, these two did horrible. Same thing with Kyle Lowry, 25 minutes, did nothing. In terms of fantasy, nobody did anything. Buddy Hield came off the bench, also did nothing. The whole team collectively only had 2 steals. 4 blocks is okay, but really bad game across the board for the 76ers. For the Kings, Sabonis, a triple-double, great. De'Aaron Fox with 23 points, 8 rebounds, 2 threes, and 2 steals in the block. De'Aaron Fox has just been a beast, putting up just great numbers. Keon Ellis, not the best game here, but I would, as long as he's starting in place of Kevin Huerter, I will continue rostering him. He does so much for your team. So many categories, so many defensive stats. Keegan Murray had a great game offensively, 3 threes, but he's just not exciting. A steal and block is great, but most of the time, he just is not doing much. So for sure, 100%, this deep into the playoffs, he's not a must roster unless Kings have a great schedule. And they do have a back-to-back. So hold on to him till Tuesday and then, make some decisions. Malik Monk had 11 points. It's okay. Same thing with Malik Monk. He's a great player, great fantasy player. But after Tuesday, if you don't need assists or points, or free throw is actually an underrated aspect of his game. Drop him, right? If you need rebounds, for sure. Or blocks or field goal. Moving on to the last game of the night, the Pacers went into, the Clippers has been losing they've been losing a lot, and I don't know why. They're just not clicking like they used to before the All-Star break. And Miles Turner, his minutes just remain to be low, and his block numbers are also very, very low this year. But offensively, he's putting up numbers, 24 points with 4 threes and 7 rebounds. Andrew Nembhard, you give him 24 minutes, he does nothing. Now fantasy relevant. Tyrese Halliburton, 21 points and 9 assists with 6 threes and 2 steals is great. But compare him to other top 5 picks, it's not really close, to be honest. Since he's injured. Pascal Siakam, 31 points is great, but didn't do much. But in terms of scoring, he's been good. They put up 133 points versus the Clippers. That's impressive. TJ McConnell came off the bench, had a big game. We look at the Clippers. Zubac, 11 rebounds. If you need big man stats, you can roster him. And we got Russell Westbrook back. He was a -2. Wow. The starters were horrible. James Harden was a -24. But now with Westbrook back, you're looking for some assists, rebounds. Sure, you could. Even in 20 minutes, he had 7 assists. So pay attention to him. And that's it, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.